Hi, today I would like to talk about pain engineering. I'm sure when you hear the word pain, the first thing that comes to your mind is suffering or agony. No, that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about pain engineering from the AI product manager's perspective. Now, when we talk about pain or pain points, which most people know about, is basically a structured way to uncover the user's challenges. When I mean users, I mean product users, end users, which could be individual users or probably internal team in an organization, for example. And majorly begins from a set of observation and research that you do to actually identify the user's frustration now. And then this data that you've captured over the time, right, you then utilize it for analysis. That is what we're talking about today, pain engineering. Now, we'll talk about how you manage this pain, how you classify the pain, and then how you understand how to support your end users to get to the root cause of what their pains are and how to solve them. On this video, I'll just talk briefly about how you do the deep analysis and understand the root cause of these pains and the impact they have on the users, on the user journey within an application that has been built. So, most of the time when you gain an insight from what the user's pain is, right, you try to find a way to connect the dots from the pain to the design and the development of the application that you've done. And in order for you to do that, you have to ensure that the data you've captured are solid enough for you to make product decisions, and also will allow the users to enjoy the use of the solution, and also for them to enjoy the feature ideas or product features that you want to put into the application. Now, we'll talk about how you can alleviate the pain points and how product teams can actually do this in order to build innovative solutions. Now, the first thing that you should have at the back of your mind is there should be a pain engineering framework. And let's talk about that framework. That framework has to be key to what we're doing here. Because if you don't understand the framework of pain engineering, you will be working in isolation, you won't know what's happening, and then you will constantly be moving in cycles. The first, I've identified like 5 different frameworks in the process that you need to look at. The first thing that every product manager should look at is identify the exact pain point. How do you do that? By doing user research, feedback analysis, and also doing the behavioral observation. And when I talk about behavioral observation, this will mean that you need to have some form of like a tool behind your application to see the behavior of users behind the scenes, right? For example, if you're tracking the onboarding process on the application, you want to be sure that during the process of the onboarding, there's no drop-off or why some users are stalling. You need to understand what is leading to that. Or you want to do some feedback analysis by looking at feedback that has been given to you as a product manager through various channels. Or you want to use user research by engaging directly with users in interviews, or having one-to-one conversations with them, or having focus group meetings, whichever you want to do. The second stage in the pain engineering framework will be the analyzing the root cause. Now, understanding why users experience a particular frustration, basically you're trying to figure out the thoughts behind the thoughts, right? Why are users not utilizing your application? Why are they going through this frustration? And the only way you can check this is first off by putting yourself in the user's shoes. And most of the time this comes from the side of empathy. So you need to come down from your high horse as a product manager. From this point, interact directly with the application as a user. Then you get the data, and then you hear from them what exactly has led to their frustration, right? Now, this frustration could be various things. It could be something around accessibility in terms of disability, or probably level of education, or tech savviness, or things like this. And then you know that that's the reason for their frustration, right? What that tells you as a product manager is you then need to be You then need to build the application to be able to cater for various diverse people, to ensure that everyone is included in the use of this application. The third in the framework that you need to consider is to prioritize the impact. Now, when I'm talking about the impact, you're looking at the intensity of the pain and the frequency of the pain, right? So we're still talking about the pain engineering framework, and we started by mentioning you identifying the pain points, you understanding the root cause, and also prioritizing the impact. Now, the impact of the pain, right, can be measured by the intensity of the pain versus the frequency. How often do they actually go through this pain that they go through in the application? Now, what that will tell you is the frequency of user usage, right? How often and how many people use that particular feature. So paying attention to the area in the application or the solution that you have a whole lot of users going to and spend a whole lot of time in tells you a story. It tells you that area you need to begin to figure out the frequency matrix of the pain that they face when going through that particular feature, and the intensity. What impact does it have on them in terms of how does it set them back in terms of probably fulfilling their goals within the application. Also, in another item in the framework that I always consider is design solutions. Now, when we talk about design solution, basically we're talking about the product requirement features, right, that has been captured. Now, once you are able to look at the pain that they've identified, you've identified the impact, you've gotten to the root cause, you then need to build a solution that basically just showcase their worries, and then you can begin to know the high notes and the low notes of the pain that they face. And one of the biggest things you need to do is always to measure and iterate, right? Track these processes, track this impact, see what they're going through, check the net promoter score, check your task completion, or if you have a customer service, check out your customer support tickets and continually optimize what you've done. I think one of the biggest things is if all product managers go through this process of ensuring that they focus on the framework and guide their users, they will get the best output from user usage on their platforms.